have to do. Pretty sure most of you, or all of you. Alexa, stop. I have no issues with this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So we have a ratio of boys to girls in 6 is 2 to 3. So we can write it as a fraction. So 2 to 3. So you should always label boys and girls, right? So we're looking for an equivalent ratio, right? 2 to 3. Here's boys, here's girls. This one's easy. So there's 24 boys. So if that number raised 24 boys, you can always look for that relationship here, and it's a times 12 relationship. So that means at the bottom, to keep that same ratio, we multiply by 12, and then the answer will be 36 girls. Okay. Now the second says, what happens when there's 80? How many? 80 in total. So we have part to total relationship here, right? So we can set up, I usually just do this. So we have 2 boys, 3 girls, and right now we have 5 in total, right? Now on the other side, I can write boys, girls, and the total. So what we're given this time is that there's 80 students in total. Again, look for that relationship, which would be a times 16. So everything here will be times 16, which gives me 2 boys will be 32 boys, 48 girls, and you can always check, because if you add 32 and 48, you get 80. Okay. If there are 75 students, okay, so again, let's go back. Let me erase this. Now they're saying that the total is 75. Oh, the total is 75. What's the relationship here? Right, it's times 15. So let's figure out how many boys and girls there are. First of all, so times 15 times 15. So that means that I'm going to have 30 boys. 3 times 15 gives me 45 girls, and I can now answer C. How many more? How many more girls are there? Well, there's 15 more girls, right? Than boys, because 45 minus 30 is 15. Again, right? So that should be. So 35 children and 10 adults at a cookout. What's the ratio of adults? The ratio of adults to children, right? Order does matter. So we have 10 adults, children 35. We can say there's a ratio of 10 to 35, which obviously you will simplify. And divide by 5 is 2, divide by 5 is 7. So the ratio of adults to children is 2 to 7. Or if you want to write it like that, that's fine too. What is the B? What is the ratio of children to total people? Well, there are 35 children. So again, let me erase this. So now the ratio is, they're asking us of children to total. Well, how many children we have? We have 35 children. What's the total number of people in the barbecue? It's 35 plus 10, which gives us 45. Simplify that, we get 7 over 9. So the ratio of children to total is 7 to 9. 5 more children came to the cookout. So 5 more children came to the cookout. Now I have 40 children and 10 adults, right? My number changed a little bit. What is the ratio of children to total people? Well, the ratio of children, which is 40, total people now increased and becomes 50. So the ratio is 4 to 5, or if you kept it as a fraction, 4 to 5, 4 children to total, and that's what we were looking for. All right. Now I know, it's been a while since you did ratios last year, but they should be. You should have no problems doing this. The ratio of green M&Ms to yellow M&Ms. So the ratio of, again, I like to write it as a fraction. Green to yellow M&Ms is 2 to 5. So for every 2 greens, you'll see 5 yellow in the bag. If there are only green and yellow M&Ms in the bag, what is the smallest number of M&Ms possible? So, well, if the minimum, right, would be 2 and 5, 2 plus 5, and the total would be 7, right? So that's would be the bare minimum in the bag. Now, keeping that, B, if there are 84 M&Ms, how many are green? Well, no, let's set up. So let's change this to 84, right? So if the total is 84 now, how many of them are yellow? How many of them are green? So we can find a relationship here. I believe it's times 12. Yes, it is. So let's multiply everything times 12. So 5 times 12 is 60. 2 times 12 is 24. And the answer, how many are green? 24 are green. If red M&Ms were added to the bag, so red M&Ms to the bag, in part B. Okay, so let me get part B back to get a total of 100. So let me erase. Well, so far we have 24 and sorry. So in the bag we have 24 green, 60 yellow, and they said they added some red. So if the total is 84 right now, to make 100 we need 16 more. So we're gonna add 16 red. What is the ratio of green to yellow to red? Well, the ratio of green would be 24 to 60 to 16, right? Green to yellow to red. Obviously, we can simplify. We can simplify by divide by 4. So let's see, 24 divided by 4 is 6. 15 and 4. So that's the simplified answer. Alexa, stop. I'm making jerk chicken, so I got based. 4. Brian, Tim, and Candy got paid. Where am I? Got paid $240 for mowing lawns. They split the money in the ratio of 5, 9 to 10. So think about this. Brian gets, for every $5 Brian gets, Tim gets 9. And then, who's the other guy? Kenny gets 10. So let's add this up. So total. So right now the total is of 24. Right? They split the money in that ratio. So what is the total? So they made 240. So every time Brian makes 5, Tim makes 9, and Kenny makes 10. So in this situation, the total is 24. So what happens when we increased $24 to $204? Well, you see that relationship is times 10. So everything is going to be times 10. That means that when you have $240, Brian, I'm going to use B, is going to make 50. Tim is going to make 90. And Kenny is going to make 100. So if you add those up, do you get to 40? Yes, you do. How much less did Brian make than Tim? Well, Brian made 50, Tim made 90, so he made 40 less. So that's answer B. And then B, Brian complained about making so much less. The boys decided to break up their pay ratio in 3, 4, and 5. So how much more does Brian make than in part A? So let me do, so if you split that in 3, 4, 5, so now let me change the colors here. So now Brian makes 3, Tim makes 4, and Kenny makes 5, right? So that's the ratio. And the total here right now, when it's a 3, 4, 5 ratio, it's 9, 12. So the total is 12. So if they work and they make $240, right? Right, this is times 20. So everything's going to be times 20. So let's see what happens when they make $240. So Brian's going to make 3 times 20, 60. That's Brian. Tim is going to make 4 times 20, which is 80. And Kenny's going to be 5 times 20, which is 100. Let's add this up. Just make sure I'm right. So 100 plus 80 is 180 plus 60 is 240. All right, good. So with this new ratio, Brian's making a little bit more money. He's making $60. What's the question? How much more does he make than part A? Well, before he was making 10. Now he's making 60, so $10 more. Not much, but still better than nothing. The ratio of people who wear glasses, so I'm going to write wear, is 2, and the total is 5. So that means if there's a total 5 people, 2 wear, which means what? Which means 3 don't wear, right? Because, and where did I get that from? Because if I know that there's a total of 5 people, 2 wear glasses, obviously 3 don't. So I'm going to write that here. Like that. Don't wear. What is the fraction? 2 to 3 to 5. Hey, what is the ratio of students who wear glasses to who don't? So the number of people who wear glasses are 2. The number of people who don't wear glasses are 3. So that's part A. Part B, what if there are 15 students who don't wear glasses? How many students are in class? So again, we make another column on the right. So this is the don't wear kids, the middle one. The top is the wear, have glasses, and the bottom is the total. So now I'm giving that there's 15 kids who don't wear, so that goes in here, 15. Well, we now have a way to establish a relationship. So 3 to 15, right? It's times 5, which means I'm going to multiply everything times 5. So 2 times 5, so that means that 10 kids would wear glasses, and in the class has 25 kids in total. If 5 of the kids who don't wear glasses now do, right? So think about it, now we had 10 kids who wear, 15 who don't, for a total of 25. If we switch that up, it says 5 of the kids who don't wear glasses, which is 15, now do. So the wear people from 10, the people who wear glasses, they're at 10. If 5 now wear, that's going to increase to 15. The people who didn't wear glasses was 15, but we have to subtract 5. So that's going to be 10. So 10 don't wear. The total still stays the same. You still have 25 people. What is the ratio of students who wear glasses to those who don't? So, well, now obviously the ratio changed. The ratio from the kids who wear to don't wear is 15 to 10, or 3 to 2. Let me see if I can finish this and then baste the chicken. 7. 6. Justin is making cookies using a ratio of flour to chocolate chips to sugar to 4 to 1. All right. If he's using 8 cups of flour, how many cups of sugar does he need? So let me write this vertically. So we have flour, I'll put an F, which is 4, to flour to chocolate, and I'm going to use C. So 4, chocolate is 2, and then sugar is 1. So 4, 2 to 1. Now the first question is, if you're using 8 cups of flour, so let me make over here flour, chocolate, and sugar. So if all of a sudden you use 8 cups of flour, well, that's easy. You're just doubling it, right? Times 2, so everything's going to be times 2. So I'm going to need 4 cups of chocolate, and if I multiply the sugar times 2, it says that I need now 2 cups of sugar. To make 3 batches of cookies, what's the ratio of flour to chocolate chips to sugar? Hang on a second. To make 3 batches of cookies. This is for each batch. Alright, so if I make, well, everything's going to be triple, so the ratio is going to be 12 to 6 to 3. That's going to be, yes, for 6B. 7, the ratio of boys to girls in the class, 7 to 11. So let me write boys again. We have 7, girls, we have 11. If there are a total of 49 kids in the classroom, how many boys and girls are all together? Well, if the ratio is 7 to 11, so that means that the current total would be 18. So when I have 7 boys and 11 girls, I have a total of 18. But we want to change some of these numbers here. It says if the total is 49, why would I pick 49? Oh, 49 boys. So let me make another column. Boys, girls, total. So if the boys all of a sudden change to 49 boys, what's the total? Well, relationship times 7, so that means I multiply everything with times 7. So now we're going to have 77 girls, and times 7. 18 times 7, 6, 5, 126. And that works because 49 and 77 is indeed 126. So the answer is 126. 8, the ratio of marbles to stones. So marbles, right, to stones is 6 to 7. So now the rest of the question, I think, are pretty straightforward. Is what happens if there are 42 marbles? How many stones are there? Well, so if there's 42 marbles, how many stones are there? So this is what we're looking at. Right? So you can set up a proportion, right? Like, okay, you can cross multiply. There's so many things you can do. Or like if you did in the 6th grade, right, just find that relationship. These numbers are nice enough. So marbles increase from 6 to 42, so that's times 7. So that means it's going to be times 7 at the bottom, and that's going to give me 49. Right? Number 8. Number 9. Ratio of coins to notes is 3 to 8. There you go, 3 to 8. Set up the proportion. You write coins on the other side. It's notes at the bottom. Right? Proportion is two ratios that are equal to each other. So let's find another equivalent ratio. So 3 to 8 is what I have so far. So, let me write another one here. I know that when I have 3 coins and 8 notes, there's a total of 11 total. No, I don't need that. Sorry, I'll take that out. Equation coins from 3 to 8. If there are 24 coins, all right. So if on the other ratio, if that 3 all of a sudden is a 24, how many notes are there? Well, that's easy, right? To find an equivalent ratio, because this was times 8, so I'm going to multiply the bottom times 8. That's going to be 64 notes. 10, I'll finish this, black and blue. So black bags is 5, blue is 3, so there's my 1 ratio. On the other side, let me see if I black and blue set up the other ratio. It says if there are a total of 10 black bags, so wow, really? How many blue bags are there? Well, times 2, obviously, times 2 at the bottom, so that means it's 6. Okay, so again, this, let's think of it as just a little review. 11, ratio of trucks to whatever, trucks and cars, 7 to 8. On the other side, let me write the other ratio, trucks and cars. There are 21 trucks, okay? Well, let me do this cross multiplying, right? So if I put X cars, so there's 7 trucks, the ratio of 7 to 8 increases to 21 to X. We can cross multiply, so if you want to cross multiply, right, so those of you who want to cross multiply, 7X, what is this? 168, I think, yeah, 168, and then we divide both sides by 7. X equals 24. So again, if you did 7 over 8 equals 21 over, leave it blank, what's the relationship here? Times 3, so the bottom is times 3. You still get 24. So you can either cross multiply, you can do this. Cross multiplication is just a shortcut, right? You actually have to find, there is a short way to find common denominator, and then get rid of the denominators. So it is just a shortcut. And last one, the ratio of red to green is 4 to 6. And then again, on the other side, we want to find the equivalent ratio when there's 32 red ribbons. Now, again, you can cross multiply, find the relation. This one, again, because these are such easy numbers, or very simple numbers, right? Some very nice numbers. All you got to do is this and this. Sometimes you're not going to get pretty numbers, and then you're going to have to actually cross multiply, because not every time you get a whole number, right? All right, that was it.